It's got a little dent right here on the top of that hatch there, so I'm going to pull the back panel off and bump that out as best I can, so that won't be much below that area and right there. And then there's a gas door that's the wrong color, so I have to base that and clear it. And then here's the old fender. There's a little crack in the door right there, so I think I'm gonna fix this area right here in the door and then just water sand the whole door and clear it. And there's the bent fender. That's the old garbage. And the headlight smashed. The upper apron here's got a little crunch in here, but I'll pull this out, you know, by a slide hammer. I think it's not real hard to straighten that upper tie bar of that rad support. It's got a little bit of surface thrust on the rad support too. I'll buzz over it with a good stiff wire brush on a drill and clean that up and base that. And the bumper's basically toast. I got a really nice bumper at the Wreckers. So there we go. We got the fender off. That's the old one. And then this is what I gotta pull out right here. I gotta pull this out right there. It looks like it's pretty easy. It's flexing already. So I'll just get my slide hammer on there and give that a little bump. And then line the fender up to that bolt right there and that bolt right there, the new fender. And if it lines up to the fender, then I know I'm really close. I might have to take this fuse box off here and move that out of the way so I don't damage it. There's a bolt right there. Probably another one inside. Yeah, right there. There's one right there. So we'll do that. Okay, so I get the air box unhooked. Pulled the lid off the air box, took the plenum out, pulled the battery back, put a bungee cord on it. So now I just have to kind of like get in here and sort this out right here. This has got to come out right here. So I'm going to get my slide hammer and give it a little tap and straighten it out and make it look like the other side. So it looks like this is kind of squashed back a bit, so I got to straighten this out. And then I got to pull this, straighten that out. Take a look at this side. You see how this is pretty square to the front of the car there. And then this wings out, and then this is all straight right in there, this piece right here. And then there's an ear right there that goes over to the fender. And the fender gets bolted on right there. So right there, and that bolt hole right there. So that's got to look basically the same as that. So that's not rocket science. So we can't sort that out. Another thing I noticed is there's a bit of a little mouth right there. That's got to be pulled back because this here is just nice and smooth transition right there. That's a nice smooth transition, no mouth in it right there. So we'll do that. that pretty well straightened out. Give this a little squeeze right here. So let's try the fender and see how that fits. Just take out the top so I don't move rocker panel away. Except for this area here. Okay, so I'll take this stuff down so I can close the hood. It's out of the way. And I'll put one bolt so it don't flop off the car and damage my fender. The color's really close and happy with it. That Toyota color must be there must be any variance to it. Alright. That looks good. I'm gonna blend that door anyway, so how are we doing here now? That hole's pretty close. Pretty close. I guess we'll find it once we get the headlight in here and figure out where that's going to sit. Headlights tell a lot about fitment. The water sanded headlight, I still have yet to polish it. This is where the headlight goes. So let's fit this and see how this is going to correspond to the fender here. It's pretty good. Right there. Okay, let's get a bolt in there temporarily. Metric bolts. I'll use these. And they're rust free as well. Welcome to Ontario. Everything's covered in rust. Okay. So this will give me a good idea of where this is going to go. This here bolts to the headlight, and that doesn't fit very good. That fits good right there. That fits good right there. This all needs to come down slightly. So, we'll just slide handle fit in there. Doesn't look like it. So, I'm going to have to beat that down with a hammer. And line this one bolt up that goes into the fender. It's only out by like 3/16 of an inch. So it's got to come down 3/16. We'll take this out. all down 3/16 of an inch. So this is all going to pull down. So I think I'm going to get a 5-pound hammer. Give her a blast. There, I think that did it. Let's get forward. Yeah, see, this here's got to come forward. That's the case. This has got to go in a little bit. So close. There we go. That's it. Right there. That's what I needed. One of those deals. Alright, so I'm going to put a bolt in there. And then we'll fit the bumper. See how the bumper fits. Now we'll try the headlight again. See if that agrees with that arrangement. And it does. It loves it. So that's what it needed. Okay, let's just put a bolt in here. We're going to fit the bumper to the headlight as well. The headlight's going to be a reference as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's try the hood. Now the hood is closed with the headlight and the fender. Okay, so we got it fitting pretty good. We got a nice little gap in here. Got a good hood gap there. It's a decent uniform 1/4 inch 3/16 gap between the headlight and the hood. And it's flush. And then this headlight here, it needs to be lifted up a little bit because there's a fastener that's supposed to go in here to hold the headlight up a little bit. But when I hold it up in position, it's got the same gap. So I think we're pretty good. So I think I'm going to go get the bumper cover now, and I'm going to put the bumper on this car and see how the bumper fits. So the bumper seems to be fitting pretty good. So I'm going to take it off now. I'm going to put some fasteners in it, and the fender to the apron. It seems like it's going to fit okay. headlight. There we go. That's what needed to go in. Bolt broke off the bottom of the rocker panel, so I'm gonna have to heat that up and take that out. That's not fun. So I'm gonna take this fender well out of here. Figure out how I'm going to drill that out. Take that bolt out of there. That might heat up and come out the opposite way. So that's what I'm going to do. Propane torch that. Put a pair of vice grips on it and get that out of there. Here's the old fender. And there's a bolt that goes right there. Right in that hole, and it broke off when I took it off, but it protrudes out the back side of where it bolts into. So what I'm going to do is heat the rocker up where this bolt fastens onto, and I'm going to back it out with the vice grips, and then I can use that same hole for the new fender to put the bolt in. There we go, we got it. Have to adjust things a little bit. Physical force and bend tabs to make things line up properly. This here is pretty good, except for like right here. That bolt right there needs to put in. The fender needs to go in a little bit more. So, I think what I might do is put a washer on this bolt, because it was supposed to have a washer on this bolt. That's not the correct bolt, but it's got a washer on it. This fender was bent. I bought this fender hammered, so it needs a little persuasion too. So to hold this, come on, Ratchet, you can do it. Now it's nice. Fender bolted on, headlight bolted on. Good gap. It's not good right here in the corner, so I'm going to pop this out a bit, loosen that bolt off, pop it out a bit. It got slid in when I moved it back, but it needs to go out as well. tin. It just seems to adjust. If you don't adjust, then you bend it till it's right, correct. And now we gotta recap that. Bend that nose without hurting the paint. Much better. Right. So now fender. There we go. That stayed that time. Now we'll put this bumper back on again. Basically this is the old one. What has to happen is there's a clip right here, a clip there, and a clip there, and there's a clip right here that the bumper has, the plastic has to jump over top of and then hook in, and that's what holds the plastic front cover to the bottom of the fender. So that looks pretty good. So there we go, we got a bumper on it, and we got a fender on it, and a headlight in it, and it's back to where it's supposed to be, except for there's a spot on the door there. Looked like it had some damage in the door, and then they fixed it with some Bondo, fixed the dent, and then somebody bumped against it, cracked the Bondo, the water got in, made it blister. So I sanded that rust off there with a wire wheel, and I'm just going to feather edge it and then put another skiff of Bondo on there. I'm going to blow the door in, or I'm going to blow the door in with base but clear the whole door. And then I have to do the gas door because it's gray. It's just kind of gray. Looks like it was based or something and then not cleared. I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, I'm going to rebase it. And then back here, there was that dent right here. So I got inside, I took the panel off the back, and I bumped it out, and I think that's as best I'm going to get it. Put some Bondo in there and block it and make it straight. It'll stay in there a long, long time. So I got the plastic inner fender well to put in on this side. And the paint on the door is in nice shape, so I'm just going to scuff it and re-clear the door. And then the fender will match up with the door. It's a little tiny bit off. The color's pretty good, but it's a little bit off. So it'll be a lot better when when the door gets blended at the front here. Well, I'm gonna call it a day and come back tomorrow.